Okay, at the bottom half of your watercolor media study paper, in your bottom rectangle box, we're going to sketch out a very simple landscape and then practice these techniques in an actual landscape painting situation. So remember, there's 4 parts of a landscape. There's foreground, which usually is the bottom of the page, middle ground, the horizon line, which separates the sky from the earth, and then the background, which is usually sky. Sometimes it's other things, but it's usually the sky. Okay, so we're going to start off with the foreground. I'm going to make a scene that has some grasses that are close to the viewer. So I'm just going to make some zigzags, and I will go back and make them more detailed later. So you want to have a very light touch because you don't want your pencil lines to show up in your final painting. And I'm going to put a few blades of grass. We can call these grasses or bushes. So again, just a couple of zigzag, big long zigzag lines. That's my foreground. The middle ground is going to be horizontal line that's it's not super straight, but it's kind of straight. And then over that line, more middle ground, I'm going to add a very few mountains, make it like a mountain range. You don't want your mountains to be all upside down triangles. You want to give them a little variety in their shapes. And to add to my foreground, because I really want some water in my painting, I'm going to have, coming down from the valley of the mountains far away, I'm going to have a wavy line. It's going to be a river that comes right at the viewer. So the river is obviously very narrow at the mountains, and it gets wider and wider as it gets down towards the viewer. And then our background will be the sky. So once again, my foreground, I have a river and some bushes. Middle ground, there's some grassy earth areas and some mountains in the middle ground. And then the background is my sky. Now I'm ready to add some watercolor wash to this. So that is going to be the fun part.